Hello everyone and welcome to the Daily Reporter's Rising Young Professionals Icons of Construction event. Thank you for joining us today as we celebrate the accomplishments of 24 rising young professionals in the industry and 20 grizzled icon veterans. This is the second time we've held this event virtually. A year ago, the pandemic hit as we were preparing for this event, and you probably know the rest of the story. The goal of this event last year was to get the icons of the industry in the same room with the rising young stars to network, have a few drinks, have some dinner, talk shop, and celebrate some awesome achievements. And while that's not possible yet, we're getting closer to that day again. And beyond all the great stories we'll tell you here today, that's definitely a reason to celebrate. Today's event is a chance to celebrate the great men and women who have spent their careers building the industry and those who are shaping the future of construction. We're excited to tell their stories and introduce you to the future, while at the same time honoring the men and women who have laid the foundation. Not to get too inside baseball here, but usually the judges for this event will pick between 20 to 25 honorees. The nominations we had this year were so good that it made it extremely difficult to narrow that field to the number. So we went with 44 honorees out of 58 nominations. That number is a testament to the sheer great work that's still being done throughout the state, even during a pandemic. I'll introduce you to this year's honorees in a few minutes. In the meantime, some housekeeping items. You'll see a chat feature on the right-hand side of your screen. Please use it generously to celebrate your honoree and congratulate all of this year's award winners. Also, stories on all the honorees you meet here today will be featured in a special magazine inserted into an edition of the Daily Reporter next week. For the honorees, your awards, if they haven't arrived yet, will be showing up at your business or home address in the coming days, so keep an eye out for those. Today's event wouldn't be possible without the overwhelming support from our sponsors. We couldn't continue to hold these virtual events, and hopefully soon in-person events, without them. Many of these sponsors are longtime supporters of the Daily Reporter events, and we truly appreciate their support. Thank you to our gold sponsors, Catalyst Construction, Lee Mechanical, and the Wisconsin Building Trades Council. Thank you to the teams at Catalyst, Lee, and the Building Trades Council. Also, thank you to our silver sponsors, Corporate Contractors Inc., Lemberg Electric, Myron Construction, and Rinka. We thank these four excellent companies for their support of today's event. Thank you also to our bronze sponsors, Matterman, Cullen, Grafe, and Oliver Construction. We truly appreciate all the support of our sponsors. Like I said, we couldn't have these events without you, so thank you. And now I'm excited to introduce you to this year's Rising Young Professional honorees, the men and women who have stood out during their early parts of their careers and are the future of the industry.
Let's meet our first Rising Young Professional. Joining Mortenson in 2014, Mike Anthony jumped right into one of Mortenson's most complex projects at the time, Frederick and the Medical College of Wisconsin Center for Advanced Care in Wauwatosa. Mike demonstrated his expertise in MEP systems and transitioned from a field engineer to an MEP engineer. He continued this role on the Lodge Kohler project in Green Bay. Mike's hard work, focused on complex MEP systems, earned him the role of Assistant MEP Project Manager on the largest project in Wisconsin in 2018, Fiserv Forum. Currently, Mike is the MEP Superintendent on the Aurora Medical Center in Sheboygan. His positive attitude and innovative thinking helps bring a passion for advancing the construction industry. Congratulations, Mike. Let's meet our next honoree. Jose Carbajal joined the CCI team in 2018 as an assistant project manager. His experience spans a variety of projects, including commercial and institutional structures. Jose's attention to detail and his ability to strategize for effective solutions are invaluable assets. In his role, he collaborates with the project team to provide critical insight and management, including estimating, project oversight, cost reporting, purchasing, ensuring schedule goals, and safety compliance. Jose is currently a major player in the construction of a new baseball stadium and continues to excel and grow in his role. He is always willing to speak with students about the industry and inspire others to pursue careers in construction by sharing his experience. Excellent work, Jose. Let's meet our next Rising Young Professional. Aaron Combs began his career in construction material sales prior to joining CCI in 2015. He started as an assistant project manager and was promoted to project manager in 2017. As the primary point of contact for the client, Aaron manages all aspects of the project, including communications, estimating, budget control, schedule adherence, quality, and safety. He is focused and adept at clearly identifying project goals to fully meet client expectations. With the natural ability to think outside the box, Aaron brings solutions that keep projects moving forward. Beyond CCI, Aaron serves as a youth pastor, where he enjoys the opportunity to teach and train young people to live for something greater than themselves. Congrats, Aaron. Let's meet our next honoree. Eric Daniels, project manager at Hunzinger, has made an impact and has proven himself to be disciplined and thorough. After high school, he joined the Air Force, where he was deployed to the Middle East 2 times, learned the heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration trade, and served as an HVAC technician. After his term of service, Eric joined Steamfitters 601 and the Air National Guard, where he served yet another deployment in the Middle East, and still serves as an active member. With the desire to move to the management side of construction, he joined Hunzinger. Now assigned to work on the Komatsu South Harbor campus project, Eric has shown that no task is too big or too small to complete with care. Well done, Eric. Let's meet our next rising young professional. Sean Durkin has moved from success in project management to success on Hunzinger's construction technical services team, where he has been working on providing building information modeling for the Komatsu South Harbor campus project. Sean utilizes Hunzinger's trademarked virtual design and construction coordination, which is more than traditional 3D modeling. It is an interactive platform utilizing architectural models for the purpose of scheduling, estimating, sequencing, and project coordination. Sean is committed to sustainable construction and green building practices, earning his AP, B, D, and C accreditation, and being one of the first people in Wisconsin to earn the WELL AP accreditation. Congrats, Sean. Our next honoree is Ben Falls. In a relatively short amount of time, Ben Falls has been promoted 3 levels within C.G. Schmidt. Ben managed the Swallow School District project. Recently completed, Ben let his true workmanship shine, while meticulously completing every task and adding value to the overall project. Throughout the project, Ben took on the dual role of project manager and superintendent, a unique set of skills that allowed him to plan and manage the project from an executive level, as well as manage the fieldwork. Not only is he knowledgeable about construction, but also about the management process. This most recent promotion and dual role is a testament to the amount of trust and responsibility C.G. Schmidt has placed on him. Excellent work, Ben. Now let's congratulate our next rising young professional. Danny Fisher of AG Architecture has always been enamored with creating and building tangible objects. From Legos to woodworking and numerous projects in shop class, he has always been a hands-on creator. Architecture seemed a natural fit, a career path that allowed him to create and bring objects to life. Danny became a licensed architect in April 2019 and graduated with his Master of Architecture in May 2019, all at the age of 24. This is a unique accomplishment that is almost unheard of. It was a personal goal he made for himself, and he takes great pride in accomplishing this professional milestone at such a young age. He strives for professionalism in all aspects of the work he does, takes his job very seriously, and is eager to continue to learn. Congratulations, Danny. Now let's congratulate our next honoree. Electrical construction project manager Adam Gran of Lemberg Electric moved quickly from assistant project manager to project manager in the construction division and is becoming a leader in the use of agile construction tools for project management. Originally from Maryland, Adam holds a degree in civil engineering, is OSHA 30 certified, and is a lead green associate. He has been instrumental in facilitating many Lemberg projects, including the Bucks parking garage, Freighter Menominee Falls Hospital remodel, and school renovations in Elmbrook, Mukwonago, Muskego, Menominee Falls, and Wauwatosa. He has embraced change, making digital resources work in his favor, harnessing technology to keep projects efficient and smooth. Well done, Adam. Now let's congratulate our next honoree. Project architect Brian Griebel is an essential part of VJS's Integrated Services Department, which offers design, build, delivered construction projects. Thanks to Brian's commitment to the department, VJS has been able to widen its architectural services to include virtual reality walkthroughs so that clients can engage in their projects before construction even begins. Brian has multifaceted talents that allow him to envision all types of challenges and solutions to projects. He can anticipate architectural problems before they arise and creates crafty solutions to provide a productive use of time, therefore moving projects ahead swiftly. He has worked on a magnitude of project types in various markets and has been successful throughout them all. Congrats, Brian. Let's meet our next honoree. David Hennis of Mortensen is an integral team member, a trusted resource to not only his colleagues, but also to architecture partners and customers. David has always enjoyed building and knew early he wanted to pursue a career in engineering. In 2016, he was a field engineer on Fiserv Forum. He is proud of building a landmark where friends and neighbors will enjoy spending time for decades to come. After Fiserv Forum and enjoying working with craft workers in the field, he pursued the superintendent path. He is currently an assistant superintendent on the Advocate Aurora Medical Center in Mount Pleasant. His proactive and collaborative approach to problem solving is a benefit to the project and the team members he works with. Excellent work, David. Our next honoree is Allison Hill. Allison Hill of CSDZ is one of the rare individuals who actually went to school to study insurance. With degrees in risk management and insurance and finance, Allison works with construction and design firms in the area of risk management, including insurance and surety needs. She is an active member of the National Association of Women in Construction, serving in leadership roles within the Milwaukee chapter and at the national level. She has focused her efforts in the area of emerging professionals, believing the future success of the industry pivots on the ability to attract, hire, and retain a broader spectrum of individuals, ensuring their early experiences are positive, which promote professional development opportunities and mentoring. Congratulations, Allison. Let's meet our next rising young professional. Michael Hunzinger joined the family-owned construction business that he grew up around after serving in the Marine Corps. As a Marine officer, he brings a disciplined, winning attitude to his work. He led 3 hurricane recovery teams, executing 23 recovery missions clearing debris. While overseas, he led the team that enhanced 32 security posts and improved roads. He also acted as the equipment manager for the retrograde of all engineer equipment of the Marine Task Force. Current work includes the Zund North American Headquarters project in Oak Creek and the Komatsu South Harbor Campus project, where he is an assistant project manager. He understands hard work, perseverance, and determination, and has a willingness to learn. Congratulations, Michael. Now let's congratulate our next rising young professional. Eric Ivers just cannot say no to a good challenge. Because of his love of travel, reputation to embrace challenges, and ability to manage large, complex projects, he has become a go-to for Findorf. The result has meant that Eric has been tapped to help manage 2 large high-rise student housing facilities outside of the state for the University of Minnesota and a similar facility in Tucson, Arizona. Since joining the company 7 years ago, his favorite jobs are the large and creative campus projects, having worked on both the Epic Storybook Campus and Verona Area High School. His love of construction runs deep, and he hopes to continue to lead project teams through new, challenging, and rewarding projects as his career advances. Well done, Eric. Now let's congratulate our next honoree. Amy Coplin, Director of Interior Design at Brothers Interiors, is a bright light. Her dedication to her clients and successful project outcomes are unmatched. Amy's expertise, leadership, readiness, and dedication to details earned her the position in just 3 years of being at Brothers Interiors. To date, she continues to design, plan projects, and nurture client relationships. At any given time, Amy's department works on over 80 projects of varying sizes. She has unbreakable character, professionalism, and talent, but also the work that she turns out is beautiful, authentic, right-sized, and meaningful to the project owners. Her eye for design, imagination, understanding of the objectives, and creative problem-solving abilities are second to none. Congrats, Amy. Let's meet our next honoree. Since joining Stevens Construction in 2018 as a field engineer, Alex Leitsky has shown a commitment to excellence in construction and is greatly valued and respected by all team members. His first 2 projects were senior living facilities. From there, he moved to building the Home 2 and True and Holiday Inn Express hotels in downtown Milwaukee. He rightfully earned a promotion to assistant superintendent in January of 2020. Alex is currently working on the St. Francis apartment project. With the mindset that every problem has a solution, a personality of treating everyone fairly, and a communication style that portrays respect, Alex successfully leads his crews while demanding excellence and fostering a positive culture on site. Congrats, Alex. Now let's congratulate our next rising young professional. As an architect at Bray Architects, Allison Mastel advocates for a collaborative working style between clients and project teams. As a team member who thrives in her quiet leadership style, Allison continues to be an important voice in thought leadership conversations. Her collaborative nature, her willingness to hear team members' opinions, and her ability to distill those ideas into the best design options allow her to bring the highest design standard to her clients. She brings both competence and confidence to her work, shown through her innovative ideas with school districts like the Friendship Learning Center and Mill Valley Elementary. She works within the parameters she is given, but never allows them to hinder her design abilities. Excellent work, Allison. Our next honoree is Emily Neal. Emily Neal has emerged as an industry leader in Milwaukee and the larger global community. Her commitment to being a person who influences positive change extends through her professional work, volunteer work, and humanitarian endeavors. At Quorum Architects, she has redefined her role in the firm, as she grew from a college intern to the sustainability director. Emily also takes an energetic role in the organizations she volunteers with. She sits on the USGBC Young Professionals Wisconsin Board and is involved in the Women for Sustainability group in Wisconsin, AIA Milwaukee Young Professionals Board, Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity, and she has organized and led teams of volunteers to El Salvador to work on construction projects. Congratulations, Emily. Let's meet our next honoree. Matt Ostovich knew from watching his father and grandfather that he wanted to pursue a career in construction. Growing up, he saw them run their residential construction business and took notice that they enjoyed their work. Matt's other interest was wrestling. At the Milwaukee School of Engineering, he could pursue both. He studied architectural engineering and mechanical building systems, and competed on the school's wrestling team. He sees similarities between the two, as both require passion and determination if you want to be successful. Matt is now working on some of J.M. Brennan's largest and most complex projects, such as downtown Milwaukee's BMO Tower and the St. Camillus Senior Living Tower in Wauwatosa. Well done, Matt. Our next honoree is Connor Rice. Connor Rice joined Catalyst Construction in 2017 as a project engineer. He quickly earned the trust of owners, architects, and his peers through hard work and attention to detail, and has since been promoted to project manager. He has exceptional leadership and communication skills, as well as strong knowledge in the construction industry. Connor's work ensures that projects transition smoothly from pre-construction to construction, and that the progression of the construction phase is efficient, safe, and remains on budget. During his time at Catalyst, he has successfully managed over $100 million worth of construction projects, including tenant improvements, school expansions, multifamily housing, and other mission-driven projects. Excellent work, Connor. Let's meet our next rising young professional. Stephen Richard started with Scher back in 2012 with little experience in the construction industry. He has progressed up the career path quickly, becoming a senior project manager and part owner in 2018. He not only leads the project management team, but oversees daily construction operations on his own projects, coordinating with owners, architects, and subcontractors on job scheduling, budgeting, and contract management. Stephen has managed several projects in the educational, religious, healthcare, municipal, commercial retail, and industrial industries. A few that stand out include Williams Bay Elementary School, Fox River Middle School, and currently a new 80,000 square foot manufacturing facility in Racine County. Congrats, Stephen. Now let's congratulate our next rising young professional. Aaron Stevenson is COO and co-founder of Dozer, From the beginning, Erin has been leading operations with a confident attitude and a can-do mindset. She pushes the team to keep the needs of contractors and rental companies first, and actively seeks out challenges in the equipment rental industry to help problem solve. She encourages her team to be better, and to see the same potential in themselves as she does in them. She strives for excellence in everything she does, and cheers on others to do the same. Erin has broken barriers, challenged the gender stereotype of who runs a construction tech company, and continually inspires others to change the way that equipment rentals work. She is truly a leader in the construction industry. Congrats, Erin. Now let's congratulate our next honoree. Colton Tusher of Batterman is a dedicated civil engineer with a skill set directed to construction management. As a licensed professional engineer in the state of Wisconsin, he has gained experience working on many projects, including mainline concrete pavement, hot mix asphalt paving, mechanically stabilized earth wall construction, noise wall construction, bridge and box culvert construction, and stormwater sewer installation. He was the concrete paving lead on the I-3990 reconstruction project from Highway 14 to Kennedy Road in Janesville, and was the project engineer for the Creek Road, Wisconsin Southern Railroad Bridge project in the town of Bradford, which had up to 12 trains come through per day, creating a unique challenge. Congratulations, Colton. Let's meet our next honoree. Jack Weitzel is a painter by trade, and in late 2020, she took the helm as the executive director for the building and construction trades of South Central Wisconsin. She has dedicated herself to better the lives of men and women in the trades, and is active with her union in the labor movement in Wisconsin. In her short time as executive director, she has already involved herself in local politics and economic development efforts in the regional council's jurisdiction. The 4,000 members she represents are proud of her and the work she's been involved with to ensure good-paying jobs and that highly skilled and qualified workers have a voice. She is a career-oriented person and is committed to long-term success for all workers. Congrats, Jack. And now for our final Rising Young Professional. Colin Zulke is a masonry project manager at Myron Construction. Those who work closest with him describe him as dedicated, eager to learn, thoughtful, and adaptable. His energy is boundless, and he's willing to work long hours and do whatever it takes to get the job done. No obstacle is too large. He drives forward and continuously looks for ways to streamline processes and make things better, not only in the office, but also for the superintendents in the field. He's able to achieve a delicate balance between continuous improvement and following established procedures. Colin has a strong command of technology and has helped senior leaders within the organization build programs to keep Myron moving forward. Congratulations, Colin.
Congratulations to all of this year's honorees. We again celebrate all the Rising Young Professionals' accomplishments and know that the future of the industry is in good hands with this group. There's some great stories within the group of Rising Young Stars. Now would be a good time to remind you that this event is available on demand in case you know of anyone who missed it. Please have them register at dailyreporter.com and they'll receive a link to watch whenever is convenient. And now I'd like to introduce you to this year's group of construction icons. Please take a close listen to these stories. They're inspirational, show that hard work and dedication pays off, and confirm what we already know. The current state of construction is essential for a reason. And to our icons, thank you for leading the way. Your leadership is more important now than ever. Now let's meet this year's icons.
Let's meet our first icon of construction. Mike Ubbles has defined leadership, innovation, and professionalism for C.G. Schmidt for decades. As COO, Mike provides a shining example of what true leadership entails through his humility, grace, and passion for the industry and the firm. Well known and respected throughout the construction industry, Mike has led C.G. Schmidt to become one of the largest construction management firms in Wisconsin. As C.G. Schmidt's operations leader, Mike has initiated and deployed innovative quality, safety, lean construction, and project management systems to improve how projects are planned and delivered. Most recently, Mike was named the 2020 president of the Associated General Contractors of Greater Milwaukee.
Well, I want to start off by saying thanks to the Daily Reporter for recognizing me as an icon of construction. I certainly don't view myself in any kind of grand terms about the things that I've done over my career. I know as a young person, I used to think about my accomplishments in terms of the projects that I was involved with. To a large extent, I succeeded or failed based on my own actions and the amount of effort that I put into the projects. But I'm happy that I was involved with some familiar buildings here in Milwaukee, including projects like 875 East Wisconsin, or the GE Healthcare headquarters building out in the Research Park, or a new icon for our city, the Northwestern Mutual Tower. But as you progress through your career, you start defining your success based on how well you lead and manage other people. And it's all really about building a company that has a shared vision and mindset about what you're doing. And so I take a lot of pride in the team that we have here at C.G. Schmidt, and the ability that we've had to create a shared vision about where our company is going. And I'm really excited about the future leaders that we have in place here right now. As far as an industry goes, I think when I started out, you don't hear people say that construction is like a three-legged stool. You can have either cost or price, schedule, or quality, but you can't have all three of those at the same time. You can only have two of those three. But I think today, that's changed. I think the expectation is that you have all of those three things. You have cost-effective construction built on time to meet your clients' needs, and you have exceptional quality outcomes. And I think that's changed because, there's a higher level of recognition in terms of the power of collaboration on construction projects, and that's really important. Technology has certainly impacted how we look at construction and how we execute things. And I think there's a higher bar of expectations that our clients have. And I'm really excited to see how the industry has changed over the time that I've been in it, to really yield all three of those results on every project that we do. In terms of advice that I might have for the younger generation, I know as a young person coming into the business, you wanted to get ahead. You wanted to accomplish things. You wanted to move up. And so you kind of saw your career as sort of a ladder. You want to just kind of get ahead and make sure that you're always making progress. But the thing about ladders are that they're inherently unstable. And so I think a better way to look at a career is to think of it in terms of a pyramid. Pyramids have deep bases, broad bases, and going out and gaining as much experience as you can on a variety of different types of projects, seeing the industry from different perspectives, from the owner's perspective, from the designer's perspective, from the subcontractor's perspective, and then building all those types of relationships that are key to a successful outcome. And I think if you build a great base, then you'll eventually move up within your career, or as your career unfolds, and you'll be a really great leader and a great manager. And I hope that that's the message that I can leave people that are entering into this industry. Thanks, everybody.
Congrats, Mike. Let's meet our next icon. Brad Austin's construction career began in 1976, working for his father's construction company. He joined CCI in 1990 as a project manager, supervising a variety of projects across the country. His expertise and passion for building led to his 1996 promotion to company president. Brad is a hands-on leader who oversees all facets of the company with a focus on client relationships and strategic planning. His expertise within the industry covers the spectrum. He has an unparalleled ability to bring owners and build teams together. Brad not only ensures that clients receive nothing but the very best construction services, he is dedicated to fostering a supportive, high-performance culture where associates continually enhance their skills. Excellent work, Brad. Let's meet our next honoree. Tom Beatty's tenure in construction and real estate spans coast to coast and includes a bevy of accomplishments and recognitions. His expansive portfolio includes more than $1 billion in successfully led and completed construction projects across the residential, institutional, healthcare, and corporate sectors. As Vice President Project Development at Catalyst Construction, he has established himself as a leading influencer in the industry, having mentored and trained dozens of Milwaukee's most prominent construction professionals and worked on numerous prestigious and innovative projects, including the Milwaukee Art Museum and, currently, the Ascent Residential Tower, the world's tallest mass timber structure. Congratulations, Tom. Our next icon is Jerry Bush. Jerry Bush is no stranger to hard work and long hours. His career in the construction industry began in 1997 with Carpenter's Local 314, where he completed his apprenticeship and transitioned to project superintendent, and on to his current role as general superintendent and safety manager at US Vet General Contracting, where he has been since 2001. Jerry's responsibilities include coordinating and scheduling all activities in the field. He carefully supervises all daily operations to ensure work performance is executed in a timely and professional manner. Jerry is also accountable for coordinating work activities with project owners' on-site representatives, while monitoring and enforcing job site safety. Well done, Jerry. Now let's congratulate our next honoree. Jason Fischel began his career in the U.S. Army, ultimately in the prestigious Honor Guard Division, serving in military burials and inaugural events. The attention to detail demanded of him and the code of ethics and integrity instilled in him continue to follow Jason and serve him in all he does. Post-Army, he began his career in the construction industry in 1994, literally learning the trade from the ground up, beginning as a laborer and progressing through the ranks as a crewman, foreman, superintendent, to his current role as senior project manager at US Vet General Contracting. Jason understands the need to give back, whether it's serving 13 years as an EMT and fireman, supporting his local VFW, or mentoring those interested in construction. Congrats, Jason. Let's meet our next icon. Myron Construction has been in business for over 100 years, and Ed Green has been a part of that legacy for nearly half of it. While that tenure alone is impressive, the statistics of his 43-year career are jaw-dropping. Superintendent for 715 projects, project costs totaling a whopping $2.65 billion, and oversight of 16 million total project square feet. It is with a rich understanding of the processes and people that provides Ed with a special vision for how to put the leadership pieces together. He has served as a peer and mentor, and now can honestly and appropriately serve as a wise sage, having gained both credibility and authenticity through his experience, and through the hundreds of relationships and buildings he has built over the decades. Congrats, Ed. Now let's congratulate our next icon. Chad Griswold's professional experience has involved a diverse range of project types and scales from both the architectural and property development perspectives. In 12 years with Rinka, his focus on project leadership, team collaboration, effective communication, and thoughtful design solutions has consistently delivered proven results. Chad's experience delivering highly complex projects with a focus on schedule efficiency, organization, and budget can be seen on projects such as Northwestern Mutual Tower and Commons, Pabst Professional Center, the Quinn, the Yards, Emerald Row Apartments, over 400 Associated Bank projects, and the Moderne. He is currently leading project teams on the River One development and the Couture. Congratulations, Chad. Let's meet our next icon. Stan Harmson is a senior steel and precast estimator for Myron Construction. His overall knowledge of the industry astounds his coworkers every day. Things have changed a lot over the years, but Stan has been able to adapt to the ever-changing landscape of construction. His time in the field allows him to understand both sides of construction, which serves him well in his role. While the industry can be extremely competitive and stressful, you rarely see Stan without a smile. He has an amazing attitude and seldom gets flustered. He exudes a sense of calm. Those who know him best say he has an amazing ability to bring the mood up in any situation. His signature upbeat hum can always be heard throughout the estimating department. Congratulations, Stan. Let's meet our next honoree. After 40 years at Grafe, Dewey Hemba is known locally and nationally as a parking structure expert and has served as president of the Wisconsin chapter of the American Concrete Institute and is a contributing member of the National Parking Association and the International Parking and Mobility Institute. Throughout his career, Dewey has pushed the industry to embrace new technology after thorough testing and rigorous examination. What sets Dewey apart from other consulting engineers is his willingness to help and educate those around him. He has literally written the book on parking structure design, co-authoring books on functional design and maintenance of parking structures, which are reference standards for all parking consultants.
I'd like to take a minute to thank my coworkers for nominating me for this award and the Daily Reporter for voting for me. I'd also like to thank my wife, Carrie, for all of her support over the years and all the great folks I've worked with during my career. You know, when you're developing a new product in the manufacturing industry, you design it, run computer simulations, make a prototype, test the prototype, and then refine the design based on what you learned from your testing. After several iterations of this process, you decide it's good enough to put into production. It's good enough, but it's not perfect, and no one really expects it to be. In the construction industry, almost every project is a prototype and has never been built before. In my experience, the best projects have been the ones where the owner understands that we're building a prototype, and where the owner, designer, and builder work together as a team. Each team member brings their own knowledge and experience to the process and understands the value that the other team members provide. When everyone works together collaboratively, these projects can be very rewarding to work on for all the team members. I've had the good luck to have worked on several projects like this over the years, and I hope it becomes a growing trend in the construction industry. My best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
Excellent work, Dewey. Our next icon is Henry Hurt. Henry Hurt is the owner of a large MBE electrical contractor serving Milwaukee and its surrounding counties, and is celebrating 25 years in business. He served an apprenticeship in the trade where he worked 10 years plus in the field, honing his skills, prior to starting Hurt Electric. He now employs over 40 skilled tradesmen and is a member of many electrical committees, including Big Step, and serves as the Joint Apprenticeship Training Committee's chairman of the board. Henry's experience is varied in project management, on-site management, and hands-on applications. He has offered many opportunities to workers in Milwaukee and is respected by all who are lucky enough to know him. Congratulations, Henry. Now let's congratulate our next honoree. With more than 38 years of construction industry experience, Jeff J.J. Jacobson is one of the most highly regarded construction icons in the industry. Having constructed some of Wisconsin's most notable landmarks, as well as traveled across the country to help with some of Mortenson's high-profile projects, he is respected by many. He is known across the company for being an expert in concrete and mentoring, and more than once referred to as a Mortenson treasure. As a lead foreman, JJ successfully led large labor forces on a number of complex projects. He has a passion for constructing the best buildings possible for Mortenson's customers, and is an individual who stands out amongst the team. Well done, JJ. Let's meet our next icon. Ever since Sam Lawrence can remember, he has been fascinated with construction. As a 5-year-old kid, he recalls helping a neighbor install a garage door opener and being so excited that it eventually worked. Since then, he's never found himself far from a construction project. Sam's coworkers describe him as incredibly knowledgeable and dedicated, with extensive understanding of cost estimating. He provides insight on functionality, aesthetics, and financial analysis to owners and architects to consistently solve challenges, as well as save time and expense on projects. Whether it's remodeling his home, building a tiny house cabin in northern Wisconsin, or walking Findorf's job sites, Sam has a serious crush on construction.
Thank you to the Daily Reporter for this honor. Just receive it for doing what I love is really amazing, and I've been in love with construction since I was a kid. Over my 25 years at Findorf, first as a project manager, but mainly in various roles on the pre-con team, I've had the fortune to work with the best in the business. Their great guidance, support, and the cooperation of Findorf's leadership and the men and women at every level in the company are why I'm here today, and I thank them all for their great contributions to my success. To recognize both the icons and the rising young professionals at this event is both a great honor and a great way for the industry to recognize past successes and help pave the way for future ones. If I have any salient advice for the up-and-coming men and women being honored today, it would be to strive to learn in everything you do and to recognize your responsibility to teach and mentor those who are following behind. Recognize that you can't move forward in your career until you help fill the role you leave behind. Congratulations to all those being recognized today, and thanks again to my Findorf colleagues and to the Daily Reporter for this great honor.
Excellent work, Sam. Now let's congratulate our next icon. Victoria Navarro, Regional Director of Planning, Design, and Construction for Advocate Aurora Health, goes above and beyond for those around her. Her mentorship and coaching and genuine interest in fostering team growth establishes a culture of collaboration, open dialogue, and trust. Her commitment to the construction industry is evident at the community level as well, as an active leader across professional organizations and panels. She is involved with She Builds and in Lean project delivery through her role as leader of the Milwaukee Community of Practice for the Lean Construction Institute. Victoria's commitment to making construction better is remarkable, with a wonderful investment in the people of this industry. Congratulations, Victoria. Our next icon is Fred Noble. Fred Noble has worked the last 40-plus years in a variety of roles within the construction industry. He began at Bray as a construction supervisor and currently provides on-site administration, working directly with owners, general contractors, subcontractors, and the Bray team to deliver successful projects. His background in construction brings a practicality and know-how to every job site he visits. Clients appreciate Fred's steadfast loyalty to their vision and trust he will always make decisions with their best interest in mind. He played a crucial role in the development of the Sun Prairie Area School District and the Port Washington School District. He has worked on over 100 projects, leaving his footprints literally across the state. Congrats, Fred. Let's meet our next icon. Ray Postotnik joined Payne & Dolan in 1974 as a laborer on an asphalt paving crew working his way through college, and then advanced into project management and area management roles. He opened the southeastern Wisconsin Payne & Dolan office and has continued to build the business by placing top priority on cultivating relationships with community leaders, fellow contractors, colleagues, union partners, and local neighbors. The key to Ray's success throughout his career? Taking time to get to know people, building trust, and fostering valuable partnerships so that they can accomplish great work together. He prioritizes accountability, thorough research, and exceeding expectations, all while continually raising the bar. Congratulations, Ray. Let's meet our next honoree. Brandon Quinn is the COO and principal of Lee Mechanical. Brandon's vision for continuous improvement and growth for Lee Mechanical has been instrumental in the significant growth and recognition that the company has made over the last number of years. He continually pushes and is driven for Lee Mechanical to be a leader in the mechanical contracting industry in southeast Wisconsin. An emphasis on safety, quality, and a high-performance team has always been Brandon's focus. His drive has led to Lee Mechanical making a splash in the industry, and his vision will lead the company to becoming one of the leading mechanical contractors for years to come. Congratulations, Brandon. Now let's congratulate our next honoree. Gerv Rose is the oldest son of Roman and Catherine Rose, founders of Roman Electric. After graduating from Marquette in 1957, Gerv joined the family business. After his father's death in 1963, he took over as president and CEO. Gerv worked hard to manage the appliance store, as well as the growing electrical contracting business, displaying an incredible work ethic, strong moral compass, and dedication to his community. By 1997, Roman Electric employed over 450 electricians in southeast Wisconsin. In 2002, Gerv handed the reins of the company to two of his sons and continued as CEO until last year. At age 84, Gerv still comes to work every day. Understandably, he considers Roman Electric his home, and its employees his family. Congrats, Gerv. Our next icon is Lance Wagner. Lance Wagner is a licensed professional engineer in Wisconsin and Illinois, and has a 26-year history of making a difference in the construction industry. He started his career as an intern at Batterman in the early 90s, and is now a principal owner and directs the company's construction management department. Over his career, Lance has served as a Wisconsin Department of Transportation construction project leader on major projects on the I-94, I-43, and I-3990 systems. He has managed the construction of all styles of bridges, staged freeway construction and complex interchanges, concrete and asphalt mainline pavement projects, roundabouts, utilities, stormwater management systems, and lighting systems.
I just want to start out by saying thank you very much to the Daily Reporter. This is definitely an honor I was not expecting. And today they wanted me to talk a little bit to the young and rising professionals, which I was back in the early 90s. I got started in the Milwaukee area. It's pretty neat projects back then that got me really inspired in the business, but Miller Park was one of them, working on foundation there and then the bridges outside. And then after a while, just kept doing all the training I could do and talking to the older people in the industry, always making informed decisions that way. But eventually had an opportunity to go back to Batterman's, where I'm at now, and I'm a principal owner there. Had a unique opportunity to have a role in selecting young engineers and helping them mentor their careers. And since then, it's been a really excellent opportunity, being able to go to colleges and handpick young engineers and then watch them grow through their career. Since then, we've built a team here that's been on the interstate I-39 down in Janesville for the last 9 years. In the last few years, which included 22 bridges, and every day, working with these young guys and gals, and it's been a very rewarding opportunity. I have my wife's a teacher, so I've been able to use her platform to get and meet and mentor kids in the grade school level, which, when I graduated, I barely knew what a civil engineer was, but now I get the opportunity to meet kids when they're young. And then our high schools here have had the opportunity as well to bring students right out on the construction project on I-39. So it's been a unique and rewarding experience. So if I had any advice for young rising engineers, study hard, never stop learning. And every day, if you work hard, you'll get to a place where there's tough decisions to make every day. I just would advise you to talk to the older people on the site, maybe some of the equipment operators, people that have been on, construction projects for the last 20, 30 years. Those will be the ones that will help you make good informed decisions. So with that, that's all I got for today, but good luck out there. And again, I want to say thank you for this honor to the Daily Reporter, and I do appreciate it. Have a good day.
Congratulations, Lance. Let's meet our next icon. Rob Weirdsma, partner at Oliver Construction, has been quietly constructing buildings for some of the most established names in southeast Wisconsin for over 40 years. In 2021, he will quietly retire. Rob is the third and final generation of Weirdsmas and grandson of the company's namesake. Rob has dutifully carried on the traditions of his father and grandfather before him. Every client that Rob has worked with can attest to his calm demeanor, extensive experience, and thoughtful approach to getting jobs done. Honesty, humility, integrity, hard work, and perseverance are more than just buzzwords. They are principles passed down and exemplified in Rob's daily life. Congratulations, Rob. And now for our final icon of construction. Ron Becker came to J.P. Cullen after working for 18 years at General Motors in Janesville, where he was considered the top body shop man in North America. In the more than 120-year history of J.P. Cullen, he was the first non-family member to be named president. Ron passed away in August following a valiant battle with leukemia. Ron was a humble and modest person who would credit all of his successes to the team at J.P. Cullen. Safety department, superintendents, foremen, project managers, engineers, and all of the crews in the field, even though it certainly could not have been achieved without his leadership. Words cannot fully describe the depth of Ron's contribution to J.P. Cullen and the construction industry, and how much he is missed.
Well, I know you're focusing on, his work and construction, and I'm the oldest. And so when I graduated from high school is around the time that Dad started working for Cullens. So I was out of the house for most of the time that he worked there. But I thought a funny anecdote from when he was at General Motors for about 18 years, they moved to Janesville when I was born, was that his nickname at GM was OT for overtime. And I think that even though he switched jobs and worked at Cullens, I think that's a pretty apt nickname because he definitely woke up before it was bright out and went to work. And he often stayed late and worked hard. And I think that just epitomizes that he was a really hard worker and really dedicated to his job. His job at GM, he gave a lot of time and energy to, and for a chunk of time, moved to Michigan and worked there while we stayed in Janesville. And then when he went to work at Cullens, that same work ethic definitely carried over to that too. So Jake and Emma were around for more of the Cullen years and can speak a little bit more about that stuff. But he really, I think, it was what stood out to so many of the people who wrote letters after he passed, was just, what a hard worker he was. And what a compassionate worker he was too. It didn't seem like he was the boss man who, ruled with an iron fist, but was that, led by example of being a hard worker and definitely a problem solver as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I feel like that kind of really speaks to his character. The fact that, like Amber said, since he passed, we've just heard like tons of stories that like we were never clued to before, just because I think he was like pretty humble and, wasn't one to like brag or, overly boast or anything like that. So, we almost like learned, or at least I almost learned like a new side to him and how he like conducted himself at work, the type of leader he was, or, the type of colleague, that he was to people. So I think that has been like really special to learn about him, is just, how meaningful he was to other people that he worked with. So I think that's really cool. And Jake, you even worked at Cullens for, I don't know, like a summer or two. You maybe even have like a different insider info than we do.
I did work at Cullens for a year. But that was out in the yard and primarily just cleaning concrete forms. But, you'd see, he would usually just be in the office since he had the office job, but you definitely would see him interact with anyone and everyone on the job site, or even at the time at GM. Like, he was very well known on the floor because he worked in tool engineering, so he was interfacing with the product line a lot. So a lot of people that interface with him really respected him for his work ethic. He definitely, like Amber said, he definitely led by example. I'm sure a lot of people that came across would tell you he is probably the hardest working SOB that they've ever came across. So that's definitely something that really left an impact on me, just remembering him, just on how hard of a worker he was and how much time he put in. So.
Yeah, another thing Jake kind of alluded to is that he's somebody who was down to earth, and he, would go out and talk and interact with everybody. I can remember when we were little kids, our other sister Lindsay and I would go with my parents to a restaurant or to a store, and he always had somebody to say hi to or to talk to. You know, working at GM, there's so many people there, but same with thing with Cullens. You know, there's a lot of people who work for Cullens, but then just a lot of people that he knew out in the community as well. And so he always, had somebody to talk to, and you know. He wasn't always the biggest talker at home sometimes. Maybe that was just his downtime, because he did do so much of that professionally too.
Yeah, and because he was more like reserved at home, or maybe just like, we weren't hearing work stories necessarily. It was fun to see him like pursue his passion of like of construction and like his artistry in terms of building and creating things. He's like extremely handy. Well, like for the most part, I think plumbing was his area of maybe not expertise, but he like, I mean, throughout the years, like did so many amazing projects, like, you know, like redid our kitchen all on his own. He did a lot of like backyard landscaping and building of fences, like both at our house. And then like for just friends, he was like ready to help and do that kind of stuff for them. And so, I just feel like construction was just like his happy place, his like one of his truest hobbies, and woodworking in particular. Like he was very, very skilled at just creating the most like intricate and beautiful things, just like in his workshop in our backyard and garage. So it was fun to, I think grow up and like learn to appreciate those types of skills. And so I do like thinking about that too, kind of like him bringing that like knowledge and passion like back home to us too. I think that's pretty cool.
Something Amber said earlier made me think when she said he may not have been the most open or joking when he was at home. I remember one of the first times really hearing him be like that in a work setting that blended more like in between work and at home. Is he had a lot of the concrete foremen and superintendents and people over to our backyard for a cookout for one of their, I think just like their yearly kind of meeting. And I just remember as we were helping get things set up and we're cooking out and grilling out, we hear Dad, he cracks a one-liner and it just has this group of like 40 or 50 people in our backyard laughing. And I just remember whoever was around at the time, we all like look at each other and it's like, who knew Dad was such the jokester? And I think he did kind of get that kind of like at their yearly call-in meetings, like he would always be dressed up before giving the like a speech and presentation, and he'd always be just kind of joking around with everyone and keep everything even more a little lighthearted during sometimes more serious meetings. But he definitely had a lot of quips and
sayings for sure. One of the last work things that I got to see him do, they had a project that has since kind of fallen through, but it was a good idea, and it was a space commemorating some GM history in town, and it was going to be at a bank in town that had originally been built by Cullens probably around 100 years ago. And so it was kind of like both of Dad's worlds. It was going to be a lot of GM history, and he had spent so much time there, and then a lot of Cullen history, and that was, the second half of his career. And so he gave a speech, and he was part of the groundbreaking there. And my mom was very mortified with some of the stories he was going to tell and some of the colorful language that he used during that. And it was out in public. But he got a good chuckle out of everybody in attendance, and it was really true to form.
Yeah,
I did the same. At Amber and mine's wedding, says like his speech and toast where I think people remember that more than like us getting married almost probably from that day, because it was quite the memorable occasion and very, very special.
And I think something that just when I would have conversations with him and he would admit it, he like kind of like echoing what Amber said, he would never brag about himself, but there would be times he would say he would admit he's not the smartest person in the room, but if you are the hardest worker, you will achieve what you want to be able to do in life and like get to where you want to be. So that's definitely something that I think all of us saw from just watching him, is that he definitely was the hardest worker in the room, no matter what. And if it could have been us needing help on a school project and we just need to glue a couple pieces of wood together, and he was going to make the most elaborate piece of woodworking you'd ever see just for a middle school project or anything along the line. So
I was just going to say, we're, so sad he's gone, but, looking forward to pass on, his words of wisdom and things to our kids and our, loved ones and everything. And we really appreciate the Cullens and everything they've done, for our family, and that, they've got some good leadership. And I really think they cherish my dad's time with the company, and they'll take on those lessons too. I think Jeannie and George have been so responsive and to us, and it seems like they're going to be great leaders going forward with the company.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure that if you've interviewed other people, you've heard this one, but he would often say, like, I think like words of wisdom for future leaders. He would say, like, if your legs didn't hurt at the end of the day because you were walking around so much, like when you were out on the job site, you probably didn't do it right. And I think that has a lot of application to me in my professional work, like to not be like at a distance from really important work. And I think there's a lot of average leaders out there, a lot of bad leaders. And our dad was an excellent leader. So I think, that has a lot of like construction wisdom, but a lot of life wisdom too.
Congratulations to all this year's icons, and thank you all for what you've done to secure a future for our rising young professionals. And thank you again to all this year's sponsors. Thank you to our gold sponsors, Catalyst Construction, Lee Mechanical, and the Wisconsin Building Trades Council. Also, thank you to our silver sponsors, Corporate Contractors Inc., Lemberg Electric, Myron Construction, and Rinka. Thank you also again to our bronze sponsors, Batterman, Cullen, Grafe, and Oliver Construction. Also, a big thank you to Jeff Everett and Everett's Video. He and the Daily Reporter video specialist, Rick Benedict, are responsible for all the videos you see today during the event. Speaking of, all the videos you saw today will be available on YouTube. And a special thank you to all of you in attendance for today's event. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to help celebrate the great group of men and women. We hope you enjoyed the show and hope to see you in person at one of our events real soon, including our Women in Construction event, which we have scheduled for live and in person, fingers crossed, in August. Have a great rest of your day.